Welcome back, Back40 family, to the knife jig build part 3. Part 4, excuse me. So in this video we're actually going to be going into the jig and that stuff. Again, the link to the jig will be linked in the description. But it is 65 degrees outside, and where I live, the weather changes. You can have about 4 seasons in about 3 hours. It's nuts where I live in Virginia. Anyways, we got some angle iron. Whoa, hey, what the heck? That's interesting. Something's showing up on the camera. I don't know if y'all can see that. Anyways, that's weird. So, we got some 1/8 inch. The original build called for 3/16, but couldn't find any. It's 1 by 1.5, or yeah, 1 and 1.5. It's a 3-foot section. I only need about 8-9 inches, so the rest of it will be cut up, pardon me, so that way for when I'm tempering, if I have a warp, I can just clamp the angle iron on both sides of the knives, and when it's tempering it will straighten. And then want to ace the helpful place, we got some taps, we got some screws and stuff like that. So let's get cracking. But first I gotta clean up this table. Ran into a problem, and that problem is I actually have to take these screws out, because if I don't, I'm a little trapped in. So I'm gonna have to run some epoxy down here. So I'm just gonna take them out one by one to see how many, because I want to keep at least a 1 in here. So we'll see. Alright, so I'm just gonna do that one screw there. So I checked it, and I can slide it. And if I need to take it out, I will. But now I'm gonna take out these 2 screws, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Got a couple things figured out. First of all, I decided not to do that. I was running into some problems with the underneath plate and everything, so all I have is some clamps, some shims to make that even. So I was running into a problem. Hold on, where'd my angle gonna go? So took this to the grinder, flattened it out basically. Never did it this way. And that problem is it's getting stuck on that. Now the reason why that is because I had to take these screws out. So this is actually this bar is flexing a little bit. Focus. So what I think I might have to do, though this will be annoying, is when I'm working on the bevel on this side, I have this screwed down, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna have to rig this somehow to where this still stays on. So I don't know. I'll think about it, and I'll let you know what happens. Stupid, simple, easy. Just put a little clamp on that, and now it's just a little bit, but I think that's manageable. Alright, now what I'm going to go ahead and do, figure out what side I want as the side up against the grinder, so probably end up being this side, and then this side's going to have the 2 set screws. Now, let me show you what hardware I have. Alright, so I got a tap for the brass screws, and then I got the thing, so that's for that. I got 2 taps for the screws that are gonna be holding the knife, that little ledge. If y'all watch the video on that jig, you'll know what I'm talking about, and for those who don't, I have it linked in the description. So I bought 2 taps because they're really small, and taps are known for breaking, and so I went ahead and bought 2 just in case. I did not buy 2 on this one because this one should be fine. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna mark out where I want my brass screws, and I'll show you those. So this is how it's gonna work. So I'm gonna have, let's see if I can demonstrate this. So it's gonna be somewhat like that, and so it's gonna pitch it like that. And so the wing nuts hold that set, and then you can loosen up those wing nuts, do the brass screw, fiddle around with stuff. I do have one gap in here that's gonna make life interesting, but we'll see what happens. And before that, this will be the last part, so this video might be a little long. Hopefully not, if my future self can edit out some things that don't need to be in here, like this little bit. Well, 5 holes later, and about an hour later, I finally had the set screws. Now you might be asking, there are 5 holes up here. Well, first problem, I grabbed a number 10 instead of a number 7, and I needed a number 7. First mistake. Second mistake is I used the tap in the drill press, and something I realized on the 5th hole is it was not seated correctly on all the other ones as well, so it actually was just whatever. It was making the hole bigger instead of tapping it and putting in my threads. So then I switched to my Milwaukee M12, and it did it like butter. Thank you, Milwaukee. I'm so glad I have this. Not a sponsor, very good product. Go check them out. That's the bandsaw that I want to get, is a Milwaukee bandsaw. But anyways, this is what I have. So this will be now my front plate out. That'll be up against my grinder. And I'll show you how this works. So the wing nuts do it so that way you can't move it. You undo the wing nut. You can, let me move this up here a little bit. And my mom just got back. And then you can deepen it like that, and that's set. So that adjusts your pitch. Now, if I can undo this, I'm gonna go ahead, drill, boom, 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 4 screws like that, and then tap those and set those screws in. And I don't think I'll film it because I'm gonna save some space on here. So I'm gonna do that. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. It is now almost 4 o'clock. Last time you saw me was 2:30, so it's been about an hour and a half-ish. I'm glad I didn't film because I got really frustrated, and I'll show you why. So I got these in. I might notice something different with that screw. Well, that's because I had to somewhat epoxy it in there, and I'll explain why. So the 632 taps are extremely small. Well, as you know, I went ahead and bought 2 of them. Very glad I did, because I snapped the one, and then I was doing it again because I snapped it, so I had to re-drill, and then I ended up snapping that one again, or another than my second one. So I actually have 2 holes with 2 taps in them, the tips of them, and then that hole was offline, and then that was the one that actually. This one is the one that actually worked somewhat. I used the other tap because it had broken unevenly, so there's a little part in there that I could get in there and start going around. But anyways, this is where I'm gonna close out this video. I got some iced coffee, and I'm gonna start grinding here soon on the new build part 4, yeah, part 4 now. And so yeah, exciting things. I'm not gonna forge tomorrow, which is Saturday, because I'm gonna be grinding probably. My sister is in a place, stuff like that, so I'm gonna go see her, and then I'll probably be editing all day tomorrow, this video and the 3 other ones before this. Remember, Jesus loves you, I love you, and y'all have a fantastic day.